the other video, yeah, I was a little bit messed up on there, so yeah, this time I decided to do a remake of this video, and the title will say Remake. Yeah, this is actually a remake of this video, is because last time I messed up, and pretty much we're gonna have to do this again. So, yeah, I'll leave. Yeah, the other one I'm gonna have to. I decided to just leave it up on YouTube as if this video is uploaded. So first we have is Windows XP, and by the way, instead of just being ran on VirtualBox, they're both gonna be ran on VMware. So this is VMware 14. I am not gonna be upgrading to VMware 15 since they released it right. Yeah, they released VMware 15, since I'm not gonna upgrade to that and not just switch back to VMware Player again. So that's why until I find a license key for VMware 15, I'm gonna stay on version 14 for now. So as you can see, we got Windows XP and Vista. First, Windows XP was released in October 25th, 2001, and I'm gonna make a video of it on the 25th about its 17-year anniversary. So as you can see, we got XP and Vista right here. So Windows XP was released in 2001, and the goal with this operating system is to just merge both the consumer 9X line of operating systems and the professional / business line of NT operating systems, and morph them into one NT line of operating systems for both for consumers and businesses. And for Windows Vista, on the other hand, Windows XP was released in 2001, and Windows Vista was released in 2007 because Windows Vista took over 5 years to develop. And before the name was changed to Vista, the beta name before Vista was named Windows Longhorn, and it was built off of the Windows XP codebase. And because no one really cared about what Windows Longhorn actually is, and Microsoft decided to scrap Windows Longhorn entirely, and they created Windows Vista, this time on the Windows Server 2003 codebase. So yeah, starting to mess up on that, and I'm believing that both of these operating systems were criticized for being buggy. They're both considered to be unstable. That's why they're criticized for being they both had the criticisms. So Windows XP was criticized for investing way too much viruses and malware. Windows Vista, on the other hand, it was criticized for being buggy, unstable, and being annoying. And that's why many people stuck with Windows XP until Windows 7 came around in 2009. So after Windows Vista, service packs were released, which are only 2 to fix all the problems. Then it was not enough for a couple of people, and this is why Windows 7 was released in 2009 in order to resolve all the problems Windows Vista had. So now Windows XP definitely has 3 service packs, but as of this video, as the date of making this video, both of these operating systems are no longer supported. And anyways, the comparison between both of these operating systems is kind of pointless nowadays. It's not really super necessary anymore because Windows XP support ended in 2014, which was on April 8th of 2014, and Windows Vista support ended last year, which was on April 11th, 2017. So yeah, both of these operating systems as of today is no longer supported. They're pretty much done, and you have to have Windows 7 or newer in order to run all of the latest and greatest things. So yeah, by the way, I'm in Windows 8.1 anyway. So, and if you didn't notice, I put up a new background. It looks so cool. That gradient is really cool, and it's got that Windows 10/8 logo flag on it, which is like really squarish nowadays. So yeah, in order to match the operating system I'm running. So And I'm believing Julia used to have this wallpaper, I think. So now let's go ahead and begin booting up these two operating systems. However, I just gave them the exact same specs as 512 megabytes of RAM, 40 gigabytes of storage, and maybe one core processors. So now let's go ahead and begin booting up these two operating systems. Now for Windows XP, I'm believing it's gonna boot up a lot faster because it was a lot faster than Windows. Oh look, that's gonna trail Windows Vista a little bit because I have to manually shut this one down so that way I can get into this video already. So what the? There. Alright, boot it up. Yeah, I could scroll to show you guys the welcome screen. Oh, that was close. So Windows Vista booted a lot faster than Windows XP did. Come on. Oh, let me pause right here. Alright, I'm back, and yeah, sorry about all the miscellaneous that happened. Because I have to put the screen resolutions for both of these operating systems 1024 by 768. Yeah, so that way you guys can see everything a lot better, because my screen resolution for this computer is actually 1600 by 900 because it's a laptop and you can't upgrade the screen resolutions on this because it's just because if that's the screen resolution you get, that's all you get. So because it's a laptop. So let's go over the start menu on both of these operating systems. So they're both exactly they're exactly different. For Windows XP, it had a 2-column design where all this is actually where it's definitely that's the look for the all programs list, where a lot of people prefer over what Windows Vista's will look like, because you have to scroll up and down for that. So yeah, for example, you have to scroll up and down to just get into stuff. That's something I just prefer because it's a lot more cleaner. It's all tucked in one start menu in one place instead of just being separate. And that's my opinion. Oh, whoops. And of course, that kind of looks like to be a modern start menu at the time, but nowadays it looks pretty outdated. It's pretty old. For Windows Vista, it's actually a tad bit more modern start menu. And that's where a lot of people have, for like me, and that's what Windows 7. Yeah, it almost looks like the exact same to Windows 7 start menu. Like for example, I have here in Windows 8.1, except that the shutdown controls are standby and lock this computer by default instead of just a start button. Yeah, instead of just the shutdown button nowadays. So now, of course, let's get into the interfaces. So yeah, before I finish the start menu part, is that both of these operate. Windows Vista start menu looks exactly more different. What makes it even more different is the instant search. Instant search is integrated into the start menu, unlike Windows XP, where you have to go and click on the search button right here on the start menu, where you have to search for for example, to search for Internet Explorer. Oops. Example. And there we go. And yeah, it's actually not as fast. And the reason it's called instant search, where you can find stuff instantly, is Internet Explorer will show up instantly. That's why it's called instant search. So yeah, that's why it's called instant search, and this is actually not as fast. Yeah, I don't like that in Windows XP. I don't like how the search looks like in Windows XP, in my opinion. I like how it looks in Windows Vista, where it's a lot more cleaner. You don't have to worry about. Yeah, all it's just there. Type in internet. Yeah, type. Where I could type and get into Internet Explorer, and it's just there. So yeah, that's how it looks like. Alright, and next we get into the user interfaces, how they look like. So now let's go and open both of these windows up to how they look. Now, Windows XP, it had a new user interface at the time called Windows Luna. Yeah, it looks pretty modern at the time, but nowadays in 2018 standards, it's pretty old. So, and it's got 3 colors of choices. You can't change the colors whatever you liked. So, yeah, a lot of people don't like the new change. Some people liked it, but a lot of people didn't like the new change just because it looks like. Yeah, it's just looks like a. Oh, hold on. It looks like. Whoa, ignore those. So, yeah, I have Chrome open, so ignore that. So, yeah, ignore those notifications. So, add a new user interface called Windows Luna at the time, but in 2018 it looks so old, outdated. So, it's got 3 colors of choices. You won't be able to choose the colors, whatever you like. Like for example, you got olive. You're limited to olive green, which it doesn't look as green and good as, in my opinion, or silver. So, yeah, I would choose this color for my Dell Optiplex if it was running Windows XP. But now that computer is running Windows 7. So, or blue. Those are the only 3 colors that you're limited to. So yeah, it kind of looks like a Fisher-Price operating system to most people. Yeah, it doesn't look too good in my opinion. Yeah, so yeah, it doesn't look as good as Windows Aero on the other hand. It looks like a toy to me. Yeah, it doesn't look as professional as Windows Aero. Windows Aero is a lot more professional. It's a lot more better than the Luna themes because you can see through anything. Anything you can see through these glass windows. It makes the taskbar transparent, even the start menu and the windows. Basically, almost everything makes it transparent and blurry, so you can see through this. For example, I hovered over the Windows Recycle Bin icon, and you can see through it. And unlike the Luna theme, you can choose between any colors of your choices. Like for example, I choose green. I can pick that color. Yeah, I just used to have a clear color. Yeah, in Windows 8, I have a newer, more modern. Whoops. I meant to open the run box. And there we go. And that's an example how what Windows Aero looks like in Windows 8, in my opinion. Yeah, I prefer this look over the gradients in Windows Vista. I'll just change it back to the default. And yeah, this is actually a lot better, more flatter, more cleaner, and no annoying gradients like it does in Windows Vista and 7. That's just my opinion, depending upon your opinion. But yeah, it has an annoying gradients, which gets in my way for the good Aero experience. Yeah, it was praised for being so beautiful, but however, at the time, it was criticized for, requiring a lot of resources, and, like, for example, it required a good graphics card, required a better CPU, required much more RAM, so yeah, this is what it was criticized for. Yeah, for not requiring way too much requirements. And that's why it made Windows Vista so unpopular. But at least with Windows 7, they did lower the requirements a little bit for Windows Aero, unlike in Windows Vista. Now, in Windows Vista has something called Windows Gadgets, where you can arrange them in the sidebar. However, for example, a couple of gadgets, like for example this one, it turns into a large size if you put it into the desktop, but then it shrinks when you put it in the sidebar. And I wish I had gadgets, but I just don't want them on my computer, to be honest. And pretty much, yeah, because they just take a little. Yeah, the reason I don't want them in my desktop is because I want to save RAM. Since this computer only has 6 gigabytes of RAM and doesn't have enough for a lot of stuff I love to do, like playing Fortnite, like having to do with so much tabs in Google Chrome. So yeah, that's why I don't want the gadgets there. So yeah, unless I have upgraded it to 8 gigabytes of RAM or 16. So, and yeah, that's how what the gadgets are. In Windows Vista, you do have up to 11 gadgets. In Windows 7, I believe in Windows 7, where they got rid of the stocks, the notes, gadgets, and yeah, they have, yeah, in Windows 7, you have 10 gadgets. In Windows Vista, you only have 11 to start with. Yeah, and yeah, I believe you can only start with 9 gadgets in Windows 7. So, yeah, that 9 or 10 gadgets you can start in Windows 7 with. So, but Windows Vista you only start with 11. So, yeah, that's where the gadgets are. However, unfortunately, the gadgets were removed in the final release of Windows 8 is because due to quote-unquote security reasons. And yeah, they don't have the gadget store anymore, unfortunately. So you're only stuck with the gadgets included with the operating system for now. They almost look like Android widgets, but they're helpful. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so I'll be right back. All right, where was I? So yeah, Windows Vista and 7 were the only operating systems to include gadgets. So yeah, yeah, it's just too loud, so I want to keep it a little bit down. This is my TV. That's why I turned it off by itself. Then when I turn it back on, it just becomes too loud to me. So yeah, yeah. There's some of you guys told me. I've seen one of you guys told me to turn the TV off permanently. So that's what I'm looking forward to in the future. So now, speaking of the gadgets in the TV, let's go ahead and get into web browsers. So for Internet Explorer, Windows XP came with Internet Explorer 6 by default, but however this copy of Windows XP preloaded with Internet Explorer. Excuse me, I was drinking my Mountain Dew. So yeah, so Windows XP by default with Internet Explorer came with version 6, but this load of Windows XP included Internet Explorer 8, and that's the highest version of Internet Explorer you can get up to in Windows 8. Windows XP. Yeah, Internet Explorer 8 is the highest version of IE that you can go up on Windows XP. In Windows 7 by default, it came with Internet Explorer 7, which what I have right here. But the version number you can go up to is version 9, and you cannot go up that further. So I have to just, and there we go. So we have Internet Explorer 8 on Windows XP and Internet Explorer 7 on Windows Vista. Both these versions of Internet Explorer could be run on Windows XP and Vista, but when Internet Explorer 6 is the starting version for Windows XP, and Internet Explorer 7 is the starting version on Windows Vista. So, by the way, both of these browsers don't look really modern anymore. They're pretty old, and because of that, they don't display modern web pages that good. However, at the very least, they can still run Google.com fairly well. And you can just go to Google.com fairly well. Now, I should have just kept running Windows Vista because it's definitely fairly decent, but I have to upgrade it to Windows 7 because due to support reasons. So they can run Google.com fine, but let me go to YouTube.com, and for both it's going to say my browser is no longer supported. And the same thing over here on Internet Explorer 7. Both load the exact same. They for both of these browsers, it tells me if I launch YouTube, it tells me my browser is no longer supported. So, yep. Let's try yahoo.com. Okay, so for Internet Explorer 7 on Windows Vista, it can load at yahoo.com, but not much. Not much, because, yeah. It can still load Yahoo, but right here on the other hand on Windows XP it wouldn't load it for some reason. So, for example, let's go into another example. .com. Oh look, it doesn't want to load eBay too. What? That's stupid. eBay.com. And here's another website that doesn't load on. Another web page that doesn't load well on Internet Explorer 7. So, and even though I don't buy stuff online anymore because you know it just robbed a couple of money I wanted for something. So now let's go. Yeah, it's pretty much. Let's just go ahead and close these browsers. So now, yeah. By the way, for the wallpaper, it used a default. Yeah, by the way, it used a default. But for Windows XP, it used a default wallpaper called Bliss, which is actually a real wallpaper, a real picture. By the way, for this, it's actually computer generated on Windows Vista. So yeah, let's just go ahead and show you guys what games are included. So with Windows XP, it only came with 11 games. On Windows Vista, by default, it came with 9 games. That's one minus game right there. Oh wait, never mind. It came with 11 games, I think. In Windows Vista, you lose 2 more games. But it's the only version of Windows to include a game called Inkball, and Inkball isn't implemented to Windows 7 for no reason. So, and yeah, they don't make this fun game anymore, unfortunately. I kind of like this game, by the way. So the goal with this, you have to put the balls in the matching corresponding holes. And you have to match them. Yeah, this game is really fun. I would be able to play all day. Or we go expert. Look at this. Yeah, when it comes into the wrong color hole, it's a wrap. So yeah, that's why I love that game. It's fun, but unfortunately they don't really implement that game to any version of Windows with Windows 7 or newer anymore, which is pretty much a bummer to me. So yeah, for Windows Media Player, by default on Windows XP came with Windows Media Player 9. Windows Vista came with Internet Explorer. Yeah, Windows Media Player 11. Yeah, both of these can run Windows Media Player. Yeah, the newest version for both of these operating systems is 11. So yeah, for this I don't think you can get up to Internet Explorer. Excuse me. I keep saying Internet Explorer for some reason. Windows Media Player 12 for no reason, I don't know why. While Windows Media Player 12 is a Windows 7, 8.1, and 10 exclusive. But while in Windows 8 and newer, they just took out the DVD player option in Windows Media Player for some reason. So that's why I have VLC installed. Whoops. That's why I have VLC installed for DVDs. So yeah, even though this computer does have a built-in DVD drive, but since I'm now gotten used to without using the DVD drive, I could pretty much ditch out the DVD drive. Since everyone's computers doesn't have a DVD drive anymore, mostly. So, and this is the only version of Windows to include Windows Calendar. Yeah, both of these operating systems don't include an antivirus software by default. In Windows 8, by the way, by default, thankfully it does include an antivirus program. So, which is, where is it? I should be, oh, there it is, right there. Even though it updated to the latest version where it has a different icon. Yeah, surprisingly, yeah, that. By the way, I switched to 7-zip since, you know, WinRAR, it looks kind of garbage with the subscriptions thing. Yeah, that's why I just switched to 7-zip. Now it doesn't do that. So speaking of that, it also comes with DVD Maker. Yeah, and also Windows Vista also comes with the Ultimate Extras. So yeah, and that's something you have to install first via a Windows update. But that's for some reason. It's not gonna just do it. And get Ultimate Extras for no reason. But that's only you have Windows Vista Ultimate. So, and yeah, Windows Marketplace is something, and that's for something that's Microsoft's own attempt at the Windows App Store. And that's at the time where the attempt to do that, but even though, you know, it doesn't load anymore. Alright, so yeah, it stopped right there. So it's at 27 minutes of this video already. I'm gonna have to end the video right here since it's just getting it's gonna get too lengthy. Before I end, this is what the file explorers will look like. It comes with photo gallery and yeah, meeting space. So it also both of these operating systems came with Movie Maker. But yeah, since no one really uses those versions anymore, I used to use this version of Movie Maker at the time back then when I was making YouTube videos. But now I use Adobe Premiere. So yeah, that was it for today's video. Thanks for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, and there's also links to my Patreon, Twitch, website, and even as well my second channel. Yeah, and see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.